This edition of MacVoices is sponsored by Smile, the makers of world-class software like PDF Pen for Mac, PDF Pen Pro for Mac, PDF Pen for iPhone and iPad, PDF Pen Scan Plus for iPhone and iPad, Text Expander for Mac, and Text Expander for iPhone and iPad. Learn more about all their great products at smilesoftware.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at CES in Las Vegas. I'm in the Echobox booth talking to Sam about all their cool products, which includes some custom fit earphones that I just got scanned for, which was an interesting experience, Sam.
Yeah, I'm glad that you felt that way. I think it's an interesting experience too. For those that are unfamiliar with the process, we've partnered with a company out of the UK called Snugs, and Snugs makes a really unbelievably cool custom ear tip. It looks like this. And what it does is it goes on our earphones, which are universal earphones in nature, made to just fit anybody's ear. And through the process of 3D scanning, they actually take a custom mold of the interior of your ear canal and make a tip that is specifically designed to fit you and only you. And it makes it into a custom earphone. So there's nothing more comfortable than custom, which we're very happy about. And so now what we're able to do is offer a custom earphone from our universal earphone through Snugs.
And what's so nice, it's not like going to the audiologist and having the goop poured in your ear and all that. It's just, he said I might feel a little warmth. I didn't even feel that.
Exactly. So, the traditional way of getting fit for a custom earphone is kind of the same way of getting fit for a hearing aid. You go to an audiologist who's a certified ear professional, and what they do is something called injection molding. They take this it's usually green, right? It's like this green goop stuff, right? And like a giant syringe, and they stick it into your ear, and they shove this goop up in your ear, and it fills your ear all the way up, and there's a little plug at the end of it to prevent it from going too far in. And then they let it harden, which is a really uncomfortable feeling. And then at the end of it, the worst part is they have to pull it out. And it always creates this like suction vacuum, and you get a big gob of wax that comes out with it, and it's like, ugh, right? So super invasive procedure, not comfortable, not fun to do. Snugs is completely changing the landscape. They've worked with some of the world's most top-of-the-line 3D scanning technology. They are pioneering the development of it with those companies and making it more and more portable and faster for the technology to work. And so they've gotten their scan time down to sometime between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on the person's ear. And what they do is take this little light-emitting gun-type looking thing, and you wear this little headset, and they just scan the inside of your ear. It's completely non-invasive. You just went through it, and you said it's fine. Right?
Nothing to it. You just had to sit still for a few minutes.
Sit still for a few minutes and don't move your mouth.
Right. No talking.
Yeah, exactly. No talking. And they build a 3D render of the inside of your ear canal that is 99.999% accurate. It's just ridiculous. And what they do is send it back to their factory and use top-of-the-line 3D printing technology to print out that mold, just like this, into your custom-fit earphone made for us.
And of course, you see this with professional musicians and all. Now
absolutely.
it's very much available to us, and probably a whole lot easier than they went through.
It's very true. Up until now, I guess the privileged few of the musician crowd have had their custom stage monitors, and boy are they lucky, but boy are we jealous, right?
And boy are they expensive.
And expensive, yeah.
Let's not miss that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, amazing earphones, really good sound quality, but you're looking at dropping upwards of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a good pair of custom monitors. Not everybody wants to drop that kind of chunk of change. Now you can buy our nice, $100, $200, or $400 earphones and turn them into a custom earphone for only, I think it's like another $200. So it's extremely cheap to do, very inexpensive, and works just as well. And so now you can give yourself the opportunity to be like those, amazing stage performers and have your own custom monitors for a fraction of the price and much higher quality.
Excellent. So somehow we started ears in. So let's start with the ear, and then we'll go to, or ear out, I guess. What does Echobox show? Echobox is the next piece in the puzzle.
Absolutely. So, of course, we partner with Snugs, but our company is Echobox Audio. What we do is two different things. We make a full line of earphones, and we make a high-resolution digital audio player called the Explorer. I'll start with the Explorer, if you don't mind. If that's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I've actually got one right here. We're ready to go. Coincidence? This wasn't planned, right?
No, not at all.
So, the Explorer is a high-fidelity digital audio player, DAP for short, right? The specific purpose of the Explorer is to do one thing and one thing only very, very well: play high-fidelity music. There is some serious audio hardware on the inside of this thing, including a digital audio converter made by Texas Instruments, And what a digital audio converter does is it takes a digital song file like FLAC, WAV, DSD, that kind of stuff. So anything that is stored digitally is going to be in a digital format. And to get it into a signal that'll work in an earphone or a headphone, you have to convert it to an analog signal. The way you do that, the processing that you use, very strongly dictates the sound quality that you receive on the other end, right? So your phones have digital audio converters in them, but they're very cheap and they don't do a very good job. Ours is professional, state-of-the-art, and absolutely beautiful. It produces a warm tonality that is extremely clear, and what it enables you to do is basically get in the palm of your hand the studio experience that was originally intended by the artist when they first recorded the song. It's a very professional sound. On top of the DAC that's inside of it, the other thing that makes the Explorer special is its amplification. We have powerhouse whopping amount of amplification on the inside of this piece of equipment, and what that allows us to do is power giant over-ear headphones like Mr. Speakers right here, which has already taken home, I think, 7 Best Headphone of the Year awards this year. They're considered universally one of the best headphones ever made, but they're also notorious for being extremely difficult to drive because they're so consuming of power. So if you try to play this with your smartphone, you're barely even going to be able to hear it because your smartphone doesn't have any amplification to put out. So you either have to put it into some type of massive outboard amplifier to be able to make it work, or use our player, which is a much simpler solution, right?
It's in your pocket.
Exactly. So obviously, this is a very interesting looking device, right? It kind of looks like a flask. It's made out of 100% solid hardwood. It's got a curved form factor, which we did on purpose because it has a 4,000 mAh lithium-ion battery on the inside, which is very big. In order to minimize the size profile of it, we went for a curve factor, and what that does is when you put it in your pocket, it's very slim and streamlined. Whereas a lot of the other digital audio players on the market right now, we call them bricks, like these giant clunky things, right? We don't like that. We like curved. It also fits nicely in the palm of your hand. In terms of connectivity, this thing is stacked. It runs a stock Android operating system, Android 6.0. You can download apps through the APK Pure application, which comes stock on the Android, or on our Explorer. It is 100% open source Android. There's no bloatware, there's no Play Store, just open source. You can customize it however you want. It's very clean, very streamlined. It comes with 2 applications that we have pre-installed on it. Tidal, which is a high-fidelity music streaming service. It's like Spotify, but it streams in uncompressed FLAC format. It's really cool. You get a 3-month trial period of Tidal Hi-Fi when you buy the Explorer, and then after that, you get a discounted price of $20 a month. The other thing that's on here is USB Audio Player Pro. It is a completely customized program that was developed and skinned for the Explorer. It's also available on the Android App Store for regular people to buy, but ours is actually a custom version of it. And what USB Audio Player Pro does is it allows you to play your own local library. So if you have songs on your computer, you load it onto the Explorer, this is what you play it through. It's got unbelievable features on it, including the ability to categorize your music library by artist, genre, playlist, so on and so forth. But for people that want to get a little more techie and nerdy, it's got API integration on it. And so you can actually, through this application, log into other programs like your Tidal account or Shoutcast Radio, Qbuzz, or if you have a really powerful home audio network at your home, at your house for like a home audio server, you can port into your server by using UPnP or DLNA and actually connect to your home system. So that's really cool in terms of integration, powerhouse, and connectivity. You can also load things on here like Netflix, Facebook, so on and so forth. It's just an Android operating system, so it's essentially a tablet. And for output, we have a standard 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for analog out, a 3.5 millimeter optical output for a complete digital output, so you can use it with your home audio system, bypassing the digital audio converter in here and going into your home system's one. Or you can do audio output by using USB Audio Player Pro. 64 gigabytes of internal memory, upgradable to 200 gigabyte SD card here to a total of 264. 4,000 mAh lithium-ion battery. You can get almost up to 20 hours of music listening, depending on what you're doing with it. If you're streaming, you're going to get a lot less. And it's just beautiful. I mean,
and I want to make sure you mentioned the volume control, because
of course.
In a digital world, analog still has a place.
Yes, it really does. I love this word, knurled knob, right? How often do you get to use that, right? So we've got this beautiful knurled knob here with wood on the top. It is incremental volume control. It's extremely subtle. You can watch this as it goes up. you have to spin that thing to be able to get it to move. And what that allows you to do is do very micro adjustments to the sound, which to me is very important, because if I'm listening on my phone and I just tap that clunky side controller, all of a sudden it just like drops down to like another increment, and I'm like, I don't want it there. I want it kind of halfway in between, and you can't do that. So on here you can. Beautiful incremental volume control, fun looking knob, fun looking form factor, and it just feels great to touch.
Well, I like the idea too that if this is in my pocket, I can reach in, and you're right, I can just do it incrementally. I don't have any sliders. I don't have to do anything. Yeah, it's great. There was a reason they designed flasks the way they used to. It's that curve that fits in your pocket.
It's a timeless form factor that was developed for a reason. It fits into your pocket, and I mean, if it's not broke, why fix it, right? Yeah. And
it's got, don't misunderstand, it's got a little heft, folks, but it's not an unreasonable amount of heft. I put it in my pocket, and it's certainly no more than an iPhone, maybe even a little less.
Yeah.
So
it's a very lightweight body. We use stainless steel for the housing to make it really strong. Obviously, it's a solid wood body, and so if you do drop this thing, it's going to break because it's wood. I mean, it's pretty durable. It'll ding up first before it cracks, but it's definitely a craft product. You're not going to probably want to take this out on a jog with you, but long airline flights, international travel, commuting on your daily travel to work on the metro, whatever you do, this is perfect. And you can take it with you to work, and we have an actual dock system that goes with it. So bring it to work, shove it in the dock, charge it up, and listen to it when you're there.
I have to ask, why wood? Is it more of a lifestyle choice? Is it an appearance choice, or is there a technical reason that you chose wood?
Just lifestyle and appearance. A lot of people have asked us if it actually affects the sound quality, and the honest answer is I don't know. There's a lot of really interesting studies going on right now about the actual housing of electronic components affecting the way the signal is processed. I'm not nearly expert enough on that to be able to give a full weight, but we have actually had people say that they think they can hear the difference between the different woods. I don't know. Wow. I don't have that nice of an ear.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, wow. I didn't even think about that part.
Right? But it comes in zebra wood, maple, mahogany, and ebony, and each one of those woods is very different in its nature. And we've actually had people, when they're listening to a headphone like Mr. Speakers or something like that, which reveals a lot of detail, say that they can hear a difference between the different wood qualities. So who knows? It could, right?
Well, I don't care, because if it's just a lifestyle, it's fine, because they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they look like fine pieces of furniture.
Oh, absolutely. And the more that you handle them, the more beautiful they get. The actual oil of your skin absorbs into the wood, and it just takes on a new life of its own. I've got ones that I've been demoing at trade shows for the last years. We've been prototyping it, and the wood body's not changed on the outside. Hundreds of people have handled them, and it's just smooth and sheen. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. This is an impressive whole partnership lineup of products, no question about it. So I want to get you to go over the price points, if you will, one more time, just to make sure we get them all.
Sure, absolutely. So the Explorer is $600, full MSRP. The dock to come with it is $75 separately. The Explorer and the dock are available for pre-order right now on our website, echoboxaudio.com. They will be probably shipping out sometime in February or March, which is when our production run for the full mass production is going to be finished, and we're going to do a global rollout. For anybody that is maybe in our Indiegogo campaign who ends up watching this, if anybody's there, we will be delivering to our Indiegogo backers sooner than that. They invested in us, and so we want to reward them by getting them the product as soon as possible. Yeah, so $600 for this. But we also have a full range of earphones, which I'm sure you've taken a look at. I mean, you just got custom fitted for one of them, right?
Exactly.
So talk a little bit about that, if we don't mind.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we've got 3 earphones. I'll start with the bottom, and I'll work my way up from there. So this is the new Traveler series. This is our introductory audiophile earphone that we came out with specifically for one reason: to convert non-audiophiles into being audiophiles. This is a $99 earphone. It comes in 3 different color options: rose, blue, and signature Echobox orange, right? Solid titanium housings. You cannot break these things. They're virtually indestructible. I would actually challenge you, if you want, you can go run them over with a semi-chuck. We've done it. They do not break. They barely even scratch. I mean, it's titanium. Titanium has what, like twice the strength rate ratio of steel? They're amazing. The actual components of this are spectacular. It's a tin-plated copper cable. The sound transduction on it is phenomenal. It uses a gold connector plate on the bottom. All of the housing components are titanium. It's extremely well built and designed, but what really comes into play on here and what makes it beautiful is the sound quality. That's what the earphones are made for, and that's what we focus on. We are pioneering the development of a material called PEAK, polyether ether ketone. In technical terms, it's a high tensile polymer. And what that means in layman's terms is it's very, very, very strong and very malleable. And what that does for us is it allows us to slice the material down extremely thin, almost mimicking the form factor of an electrostat. Not quite that thin, but as thin as you can get for a dynamic driver, and stretch it out and pump as much power into that thing as we possibly want to, and it's not going to distort or blow. And so what that allows us to do is we have very small diaphragms in here. They're only 9.2 millimeters, which is very small. But the dynamic range that it gets is 15 hertz to 40,000 hertz, 15 to 40, which is the average human range of hearing is only 20 to 20. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. And the actual sound spread, the dynamic range, and the details they're worlds beyond anything that you've ever heard. I would challenge anybody to put these against anything within its price point or even double its price point, and these are going to win out every time. Peak is an amazing material, and it is the signature sound that has made us the company that we feel proud of with regards to our sound signature. So this is the Traveler. It's available for $99. It'll start being available globally in February. Titanium, 3 colors, and 2 different options of style. You can either get an Android certified one or an iPhone certified one with the microphone controls to work with your phone. So that is the Traveler.
Okay.
We've also got the Finder. Now, this is kind of our flagship for a long time. We've had this out for about a year. You can buy it on our website right now for $149 for the non-mic version and $159 for the microphone version. Also, a solid titanium build. Are you seeing a pattern here?
Quality.
Yeah, right? Upgraded silver-plated copper cable. Higher sound transduction than tin. Much nicer cable. The other one's a really nice cable that's worlds beyond almost anything else out there, but this is even higher quality, right? Microphone certified controls for iPhone and Android, but where this thing comes into a little bit of a differentiation is once you pop off the tip, we have what's called a signature aft system that we developed, acoustic filter tuning system. So what you do is you just unscrew the nozzle of the earphone. You have a little filter right here. It comes with 3 different filters: bass, reference, and treble. The one that comes stock on the earphone is bass, and you can swap out the reference or treble if you want. It actually customizes the sound signature of the earphone to fit the preference of the music listening that you want to do. So if you want more bass, you use the bass filter. If you want more of a flat audiophile sound, use the reference filter. If you want more treble, which I only really recommend for people that have either high frequency hearing loss or really like treble, because it will definitely promote the treble, you have the treble filter. They also come stock with a pair of Comply T400 medium isolation series tips. Comply is a company in Minnesota that makes a thermal reactive memory foam ear tip. It's really cool. It's memory foam. You squish it and put it up into your ear and it'll expand to fill the space. But then once it's in, it'll actually work with your body heat to contour to the inside of your ear canal and form a perfect fit. So it's not as nice as Snugs. Nothing's as good as custom. But for universal, while you're waiting for your Snugs, it's going to be the best thing you could possibly get. So that's the Finder. It's available for $150 on our website. And it's kind of a mid-range. It's a step up from the Traveler. It's got amazing sound signature. We've had rave reviews. You can find a bunch of them online. Highly recommend checking out. But what we were most excited about for this show, besides the Explorer, is we are launching a brand new flagship earphone. We have been developing this puppy for a while. We are so excited about it. This is called the Nomad. Now, I actually have the Nomad with my custom Snugs on it at the moment, and you can actually see how those work. You just hook it around your ear and form fit it into right there, and it just fits in perfectly. Seals a complete fit just for your ear, completely custom design. It's not going anywhere, and all you do is just pop it off. This has the aft system on it as well. You just unscrew the filter and you can change the sound signature, and it's got a very interesting replaceable cable functionality. So this is what's called an MMCX connector. You can swap out the cable to whatever type of cable you want. There's a number of third-party ones available, and we are making our own. So when we ship in February, it's going to have 3 options available. You can do an iPhone cable, an Android cable, or a non-microphone cable. But over the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to be rolling out a Lightning cable, a USB-C cable, and an aptX 4.0 Bluetooth cable, which, if our development goes well, we're trying to pioneer the development of the first Bluetooth cable that can do full 24/192 lossless transmission.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's always the big gripe against Bluetooth.
It really is, absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of people want Bluetooth for convenience. They want to be wireless and have it on the go, and we want them to do that too. Trust me, we're in the same boat. I do a lot of working out. I like to have wireless when I go to the gym, but the sound quality gets so sacrificed, it just doesn't work. So with this, we're hoping to be able to do a new Bluetooth cable that's able to unlock the full potential of the sound in a wireless format. It's not going to be as nice as a cabled version, but it's going to be pretty darn close.
And what's the retail? Do you know what the retail is yet?
I do. So the Nomad is going to retail for $399. So it's a little bit of a higher price point than some of the others, but still absolutely not unattainable. If you compare the sound signature of this to other ones, you're going to be stacking it up against $1,500 to $2,000 earphones. It is a single dynamic driver, but actually what a lot of people have told us when they listen to it is it sounds like a multiple driver balanced armature earphone, like those custom earphones we were talking about for stage musicians. And of course, it's got a very nice ergonomic form factor. So if you actually just look at the shell, when it goes in your ear, you can see it's meant to fit the concave of your ear canal. So it's extremely comfortable. You can wear it for a very long period of time and not ever have ear fatigue. So that's it. That's the full line of earphones.
That's quite a line up top to bottom of everything.
Yeah, pretty fun.
One thing I wanted to go back to on the player, just real quick, just to be absolutely clear, because we're talking a lot about FLAC and high quality files. But if you're invested in MP3 files or AAC files, it can still play those too.
Yes, it can. So
I know it won't be the same experience.
So
but
what I would say to people that have MP3 on their library is, first of all, I'm so sorry. And
he said it, I didn't.
You can absolutely play MP3 on the Explorer. It'll support any audio format out there, with the exception of, I think, MQA, which is a proprietary protocol developed by Meridian. We're working on trying to do that. We just don't have it yet. But DSD, FLAC, ALAC, AAC, Wave, MP3, yada, 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 right? Yeah. What I will say, though, is that the Explorer is designed to represent the sound in its pure form. So whatever the signal you put into the Explorer is, that is the signal you will get out of the Explorer. Because the point of it is that it doesn't degrade the signal. It just processes it in the most pure fashion and gives it to you in its pristine quantity, right? So if you put a good signal in, it's going to come out the good signal that it started as. If you put a bad signal in, it's going to come out a bad signal. So one thing the Explorer has a tendency to do is show the flaws in things. So if you have an MP3 and you put it on the Explorer, you're going to hear exactly why people are raving about uncompressed music and staying away from MP3s, because you will actually hear all the compression. Whereas if you play it on your phone doesn't really have the, pure enough conversion to really showcase the true flaws in it. You'll hear it on the Explorer. So it's just note to self with that,
Oh yeah, and that's all I want to be clear, that Absolutely. You don't have to go out and start rebuying all your music.
Of course.
Although you may want to.
Yes, or that's exactly why we partner with Tidal. We know that people don't want to go out and buy a brand new library of FLAC music, right? So Tidal is just like Spotify. It's a music streaming service. But unlike Spotify, it streams in fully uncompressed, high-resolution FLAC format, right? So you can search over 47 million songs. I mean, pretty much anything you're ever going to want to listen to is on there. You can stream it over a Wi-Fi connection, because the Explorer is Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and DLNA enabled. Or, and my favorite functionality about it is, you can set it to offline mode, and it'll actually download your music library on Tidal and save it offline to the device, so you don't need wireless to listen to it. So you can actually download, a full 264 gigabytes of offline content on Tidal and take it with you for, a 15-hour plane ride, never have Wi-Fi, and have your full playlist. So you don't have to buy new FLAC, just go on Tidal.
Outstanding product line.
Thanks,
outstanding, partnerships, everything.
Cool.
So the obvious question is the website where we send folks to learn more about everything and get theirs.
Echoboxaudio.com.
That's easy.
Yeah. And we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're very active on all three. It's just at Echobox Audio. And if you want to follow along with what we're doing here at CES, just use the hashtag #EchoboxCES, and you'll see everything that we're doing here. It's really fun. And if you're at CES, come check us out. We've got a cool scanning station. Get your ears scanned. We've got amazing earphones to try out. Fun people like this coming over.
Okay, 2 out of 3 maybe. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's impressive to come and hear the difference. It really makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you get your ears scanned, it's painless.
Oh, absolutely. It's completely painless, and you're probably going to have a really good time while you're there.
Yeah. Sam, thank you so much for all the time and the great information.
Really appreciate it.
Take care.
Have a great time. This is wonderful. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices at CES in Las Vegas. Back with more soon. Go check out Echobox.
Sorry.
Thanks for watching.
Visit MacVoices.com for show notes, links to subscribe, and to connect with Chuck on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, SoundCloud, the MacVoices blog, the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, and on MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard that helps you do more with your Apple tech. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.